Some people will only love the version of you that is light, the version which smiles around them at the right time, the version which replies quickly to them, that keeps the conversations fun and going. The version of you that keeps the mood effortless. They love you when you're so easy to be around that they feel comfortable, when your emotions are so easily manageable and your sadness is only a brief, short thing around them. Your struggles don't exist around them. All these things. And maybe now, due to that, you've gotten used to being that version of yourself. Maybe somewhere along the way of putting up this facade around other people, you learned that love had conditions, that you had to be a pleasant, predictable, and calm person. You had to be easy to love. The truth, realistically, is that life doesn't always let us stay in that version of ourselves. You get tired from time to time. You spiral quite a lot throughout your life. You might need space, or maybe you just might need more attention than usual. You start to feel like you might have done too much, or potentially you did not enough. Like your presence might be a weight, or your presence might be a burden on these people. And suddenly, the people who loved you at your lightest moment now despise you at your darkest. They start to pull away. And it might not even be because of anything you've done wrong. It simply might be because your humanity and the things that make you human made them uncomfortable. That is when you have to learn something very painful, but also very necessary. Some people will only love you as long as you're convenient to them. They don't have the capacity or even maybe the willingness or the discipline to be able to love you and hold you through your difficult seasons. And that isn't about you. It isn't something that's your fault or something that you should have to control. Instead, it's about their limits. It's about them as a person. However, if you're not careful, you will start to internalize those feelings. You'll start to believe that needing others makes you a burden. You'll start to believe that if you're not likable to them, you shouldn't be likable at all, or no one will like you. You might fall under the idea that your lows make you less lovable, that to be wanted, you have to be easy and you have to validate everything that they want. However, you are not a performer. You are not a jest in a fucking circus, nor are you, the king's fool. You're here. You shouldn't be here, actually. You shouldn't be here to contort yourself into some sort of emotional silence just to keep people around you. You don't have to fake any sort of stability or fake who you are as a person simply to earn love. You don't have to smile through the breaking point of your life just to be accepted as a person. You are not hard to love. Instead, you are simply not meant to be loved by people who only know how to handle your highs and don't know how to deal with your lows. The people who stay and the people who show up when your light dims and when your voice trembles and when your mood shifts, they are the people that you should be around. Those are the ones who deserve to stay and handle the love that you give them. Not the ones who, they flinch at every time you're sad. They flinch at your sadness. They're fearful of your vulnerability. All they want to talk about is themselves. Not the ones who disappear when you're not easy anymore, when you're not the one listening to everything they have to say, and instead you yourself actually have, feelings and emotions. Real love shouldn't be a convenient process. It shouldn't be selective. It shouldn't clock out when things get heavy or when burdens start to build up. Instead, real love leans in. Real love holds space between you and that person. It says that I can see all of you, not just the parts of you that I want to see. And yeah, not everyone will be capable of that real love, but that is okay. It is not your job to shrink so that others can stay around you. Instead, you have to understand that it's not your job to hide the depth of your feeling just so you're easier to digest, and understand the fact that you are you. You are human. Everyone else around you lives their own life. If you're capable of loving someone through their lows, then you should be around people who are capable of loving you at your lows, as well as your highs. You are allowed to be difficult sometimes. Being difficult is human. Having struggles within life is a natural process. And matter of fact, it's one of the things that brings you to success. It's one of the things that, makes those highlights feel amazing. You should be comfortable taking up space within someone's life. You should be, happy to be fully human. You should be able to be messy or complicated or, healing out loud, as opposed to everything being bottled away inside you. Because love that shows up when you're only being easy isn't true love. Instead, it's false comfort. And you deserve far more than that. Let them go. Allow them people to leave your life. Allow the ones who don't truly love you to leave your life. The ones who only loved, the lightest, brightest version of you. The ones who can't stick through the storm. Because the ones who do get past the thunderstorm and the ones who make it through the rain, they are the ones who see the real you. And they are the ones who will choose you anyway. That was a mess of a video.